Hey folks, we're back again here at G-Man Adventures and Reviews. We are going to do my first product review. This is going to be of the Bluetti AC180 battery bank or power bank. It's a medium-sized battery bank, and so I'm going to kind of go over the specs of that. Bear with me as we go through the specs. That's never the exciting part. And then we'll kind of go into some of the highlights of the product, and then ultimately kind of the pros and cons, and then kind of wrap it up with maybe who I would recommend this item would be for, and what its maybe more practical in use usages might be. So buckle up. This will be kind of a, I guess, maybe a short to medium review. And I know there's some pretty lengthy ones out there. I'm going to try to eventually over time find that sweet spot. You guys feel free. Like, this is a new channel. This is brand new to me. This is my first product review. Whatever I can do to improve this experience for all of you, please let me know. I got thick skin. So if it's something to where, like, hey, you do this too much, or you talk too long, whatever it may be, provide that feedback to me, so I can get better with this. Ultimately, that is the goal, is to improve upon these videos each and every single time. Practice does not make perfect, but practice makes improvement. And so that's exactly what this is. This video is practice, and so don't expect perfection, because if you're looking for that on this channel, I hate to disappoint you, but you're going to be exactly that, disappointed. So feel free, again, provide some constructive feedback. We're going to jump right into it and kind of go over this review. This is an item I've had, for about a little over a year now, almost going on 2 years, and I've used it a number of times. Love the product, and the next item I'll probably do up for a review is something else I've got lying around in my garage that I've had for a bit, that I've used a number of times, and want to provide just real feedback to you all. So I am not affiliated with Bluetti. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm not getting paid for this. I bought this out of my own pocket a couple of years ago. It'd be cool if I was sponsored or supported by them, because these things are not cheap, but that is not the case. And so this is a completely unbiased review. It's an honest review. And so hopefully you enjoy, and we'll see you on the review side of things here, and then overall we'll see you on the next review too. Have a good one, and we'll talk to you all soon. All right, welcome back everyone to G-Man Adventures and Reviews. Today we got the Bluetti AC180 mobile power bank, and I got the camera is not set up at the best of angles, but wanted to kind of go over this. This is a product I got from Amazon, and this is a completely unbiased review. I have no affiliation with Bluetti. This was not paid for or sponsored by Bluetti. I bought this probably about a little over a year ago, out of my own pocket. And I'll tell you right now, they actually have some phenomenal deals over on the Bluetti website. I just checked that out this morning, and I think they before I get things wrong here, let me go to my source. They have this AC180 with a 200-watt solar kit, marked down $555 or $550 off for a $749 price, and that is pretty crazy, because I spent, I think, $700 on this alone when I bought it, not including the solar. It was probably about 2 months after I had it. I did go back and buy the solar with it, just because we do a lot of camping, or hopefully we're going to do more camping this year. But I wanted to have that capability with the solar. So again, $550 off. It was showing on their website. I have no idea how long that sale is going to last. The other thing is, to where if you're not looking at the solar and just want the battery bank or the power bank, this was for $200 off at $499, and that is at the official Blue Yeti website. Amazon did have it on sale too, but it did not match that price. So if you are thinking of it and you kind of been on the fence about it, I would highly recommend you going over there, checking it out, and seeing what you see on their website. You might need a bigger power bank. I think they had a number of items on sale, but I know this was kind of they were doing a blowout deal on this one. I don't know if that kind of is a foresight into maybe that it's not going to be manufactured anymore. They're discontinuing this model. I don't know. I haven't heard of anything like that, but I did not do the research on that side of things if this is going to be discontinued. To my knowledge right now, they're still producing these and still supporting these on the back end. So let's go over some of the boring specs, right? Let's get some of this stuff out of the way. So this is an 1800 watt battery bank. It's got a capacity of 1152 watts with a surge of 2700 watts. And so where it gets its 1800 from is the AC output, you know. Scratch that. So you can see here, we'll get right into the ports that it has. It has 4 AC outputs at 120 volt. Those are 15 amp outlets. And it goes into, this is kind of where I get into the pros and cons a little bit later on. But it has 1 Type-C USB at 100 watts. It has 4 of the Type-A USBs. All 4 of these are 5 volt, 3 amp DC outputs on the USB-A types. And you can see here dirty current, DC AC output. And when we power this sucker on, it's probably going to look a little funky on the screen here, if you can even see it. There we go. So you can see there, it's got an output, gives you a reading of where your battery's at. Once you start plugging things in, it'll show you obviously how much it's drawing, and then what the remaining life of this will be. And then it will also go into, when you're charging it, how many actual watts you're getting into this sucker for charging. One of the neat features about this product is that at its full capacity of charging capability, I think it's at 1440 watts, this sucker can charge in about an hour. And for a battery bank this size, that's kind of unheard of. And so that goes for the charging of it, again, at full capacity of 1440 watts. Excuse me. If you're using solar with this, again, I purchased the 200 watt solar panels with that. You're probably looking at about a 5.5 to 6.5 hour charge time on those. That's at full capacity with sun, beating down, full exposure. It has the ability to go up to 500 watts of solar on this device. And with that, if you're running at 500 watts of solar, the charge time for this is about 2.8 to 3.3 hours. Again, that's at full exposure, full sunlight. It does have a 12 volt here for your tire inflating devices, air mattresses, a bunch of different things. And then here on as far as the charging ports go, here on the charging ports, you have, again, your AC input there, and your circuit protector. It's got a little surge in there. And then this is where you can connect in with the solar. And so for the most part, it's fairly quiet. The other thing that it also has, which I really actually like, is you can see here on top, it has got a wireless charging output to it. So you can slap your phone on there and charge your phone without having to, plug in and out those USB connectors. Because as we all know, those can kind of wear on your phone and, on the cable itself over time. So that's kind of nice. Plus it frees up a port. If you're using all this stuff, let's say if you're camping with the family or something and you're using all of those ports, you can definitely just throw your cell phone on top, not worry about it. I have a 1500 watt heater next to me here. I've ran that with ease. I have some information as far as, you know, what it'll charge and how many times it'll charge it and how long it will run it. And so I'm just going to kind of leave this here, and then we'll kind of go into the overall dimensions. Is you have 13.4 inches as far as a width, so 13.4 inches in this direction here. As far as how deep it is 9.72 inches deep, okay, in this direction. And then the height, the overall height is about 12.5 inches in height. Even though they say it's mobile, you know, it is pretty mobile in comparison with other devices like this, but it is still weighing in at about 35 pounds. The nice thing about it is you can see here on top, it has dual carrying handles, and they're pretty ergonomically friendly, so that is kind of nice. I have larger hands, so my hands, you know, if I'm fully grabbing onto this thing, they have a little bit of a hard time getting in there, but I have pretty big hands. I wear a 4X glove to give you some comparison there as far as the size of my hands in relation to these handles. All right. And then so again, this is this is a new channel. This is my first review of a product. And so if you have additional comments, you know more about this product, because I definitely do not know everything about this product. I know I've used it a number of times, and it has definitely suited my purposes well, and I have had zero issues with it whatsoever. It's a product that I would buy again in a heartbeat. It's a product that I would also recommend to others. And once more, I don't know how many times I need to say it, or if I need to say it anymore at all, but I'm not affiliated with Bluetti. I can kind of review this how I want. I will tell you some cons along the way. They're a little nitpicky, but there are definitely some cons that I would like to see maybe improved upon, if they haven't already done so. So this does also work off of a smart app you can download on your phone, so you can control and monitor the features from your phone itself. So you can have this, you know, a ways away from your campsite, from your RV, whatever it may be, or it can be inside your RV and you can be outside. Many different applications, but it can work off that smart app from any smartphone device. Excuse me. I mentioned about it that's got 11 output ports, the 4 120 volt 15 amps, the 1 Type-C 100 watts, and then the 4 USB-A ports. All those are 3 amp 15 watts. And it's got the 1 12 volt DC outlet, and then the wireless charging pad here on top that I showed you. The some of the charging capabilities that it was showing in the reference guide, just to kind of give you an idea, it can run a portable 1500 watt AC unit for about 30 minutes, and obviously that is going to drain the sucker rapidly, but it'll tap into that full 1800 watt plus some up to the initial start of that AC at that 2700 watt surge capacity. You'll need that when you first kick that AC on, when it pulls that initial draw. If you're running a microwave, let's say 1150 watt microwave, you can run that for about 50 minutes on this sucker. If you're doing, let's say if you have one of those portable overland fridges that you slap in the truck or the van, that'll run, if it's a 60 watt unit, it'll run that for about 15 hours, which is pretty good. A regular refrigerator, I didn't quite get the cubic feet of what size refrigerator this would be, but it'll run it for about 7 hours if it's around 120 watt draw from the refrigerator. And then obviously when, you know, it's kind of sad to say, but a lot of times when we go camping nowadays, especially if we're out doing any of these videos like this on YouTube, overlanding, or you're out and about, we like to take our electronics with us. So this can power up a 70-watt laptop about 13 to 15 times from completely drained to completely full. And then also your phone. You know, if you're running a 15-watt phone draw, it can charge a phone to its full capacity about 62 times. So again, just some fun facts on what it can charge there, and again how many times in each application. I would say, getting into the pros and cons, this here, you know, it is fairly lightweight in comparison with some other units. I know like EcoFlow, there's some bigger units out there, and those suckers get up to about 60 pounds, if not more. Now, granted, if you're going to be gone for, you know, a week and a half, 2 weeks, and you're going to be using a lot of appliances and items, you're going to need something bigger, you know. So hence that's why you'll need that bigger device that's going to weigh more. But I think for the overall, you know, 4-day, 3-day getaway trip, this is really nice, very handy. I really like that wireless phone charger. I probably use that more than anything else. Even when I'm out here in my garage, I'll throw my phone on that sucker and let it charge up. And then the capabilities with solar, that was something that, you know, it wasn't the selling point for me, but it was definitely something that drew me towards it, because, you know, we do a lot of dry camping, and if I can have this thing plugged in during the daytime when we're out riding, doing some other stuff, that would be great. And so I know I'll use that quite a bit. It is expandable too. You can plug in additional devices. You can kind of plug in those bump boxes and bridge some connectivity with additional battery banks, and so that is nice. So you can kind of power heavier appliances, or even just the same appliances that we've talked about, for a longer duration by tying some units together. And then that charge time, you know, for an hour long charge time at 1400 watts, a little over 1400 watts, that's pretty impressive. And so that is definitely a pro to it. I would say cons, going to the flip side of that conversation, cons would be, nowadays, you know, it only has the one USB-C. A lot of the things that we're running into, you know, in charging wise, a lot of the cables are USB-C. So I would really like to see more of that, or more of those. I know you can get adapters, you know, from USB to C type, which is great. But it'd be nice if they maybe swapped a couple more of those out for that USB-C application. And then the other thing that, I mean, this is again real nitpicky, the other thing that would be nice to have with this would be a light, you know, just some type of a floodlight on the side, or, you know, somewhere on the top, to give you some lighting while you're kind of plugging things in, so you're not having to carry a flashlight with you. Or let's say you walk across the campsite, or go into the rig, and you don't have interior lighting on or a flashlight with you. It would have been nice to kind of have a small built-in light for some of those late night adjustments. And then let's see, you know, if I had to give recommendations on who it would be for, I mentioned some of them already, but really like your overlanders, you know, going off on the weekend, packing up the 4x4 and just exploring, and being comfortable while doing so. This would be it. You know, we've taken this in our RV and use it as a battery backup for things inside for some of our appliances. Me personally, I love this because I have what I call my little man cave out on our travel trailer. It's an outside little kitchenette, and I bring this with us, and I plug this in, or I don't plug it in. I have it in my man cave, and I plug in my coffee maker in the morning without having to turn the generator on or draw the batteries down from from the trailer with the inverter. I just use this, and it definitely gets me through a whole week's worth of camping if I'm just using that coffee maker throughout the morning. Let's see. Large, or let's see, van life. If you're doing the van life, you know, running a YouTube blog, whatever it may be, you're living life on the go, that would be for this. Tailgating, if you're doing sporting events and doing some tailgating options, this would be handy for it. Keep it in the rig, pull it out and run some appliances, whether that's speakers, even a TV, tailgating out in a parking lot somewhere. And then ultimately, it can also be used for a backup power supply for your home. If the power goes out, if nothing else, you can either, power some lamps up, or more importantly, you can power up your fridge, keep that food nice and cold for again about up to probably 5 to 7 hours. This says 7 hours, but probably 5 to 7 hours. That's pretty much what I got. And so this is a review of the Bluetti AC180, and with or without solar. Again, I want to make sure that you guys didn't miss the opportunity to go over to their website. It is on sale right now. Try to check that out. If you have additional facts and comments and input on this product, please drop those in the comments below, and feel free to add whatever you'd like there. That's what I relayed, was just some of the information I came across online, did a little bit of research, but I know there's some more details to this out there. And then ultimately, what it boils down to is the customer's experience with it, So if you have one of these, or of someone that has one of these, feel free to share that knowledge, that experience, those comments with all of us here on this. For now, that'll be it. I'm wrap it up and I'll sign out, and we'll see what's on the docket for the next review from something else I got in the garage. I'll probably just pick a random item that I've had for a little bit that I might, that hopefully could be useful for some folks on this channel. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. Adios.